The sound of oyster shells hitting a kayak isn't the typical sound you'd expect to hear at a boat ramp. This group of volunteers with the North Carolina Coastal Federation and the Nature Conservancy are taking these kayaks just down the shoreline, where they will soon be a home for new oysters.
So today we use makeshift barges using kayaks and volunteers.
The group is building a patch reef on Pea Island that uses recycled oyster shells in shallow waters like these.
My landlords own the restaurant that some of these came from. So I know, the very first part of them coming into this community, which is really neat. And then it's also just cool because some of these are from neighborhoods. So some of my oyster shells that I've had at my home are in this batch or have been in a batch previously before that have been laid out here. So it's really neat to see it come full circle.
The shells will act like a magnet for new oysters to grow on, which will then be harvestable by the public.
Eventually be open to the public in harvestable waters. And so we looked at doing some down here in Pea Island, where we knew that historically people used to hand harvest reefs, but there's not a lot of shell out in this area. So we decided to try to find suitable habitat to try to build some of these shell reefs.
Experts say oyster shells are some of the best materials for new oysters to grow on, and now there will be plenty of space for them to thrive within the Nature Conservancy's project.
Around 10 reefs will be built within the sites behind Pea Island. This reef itself is about 100 feet long by 10 feet wide.
The shells that will create these new reefs came from the Coastal Federation's Restaurant to Reef program, where oyster shells are recycled for restoration efforts.
And so we have 8 partner restaurants. We use volunteers to go to the restaurants to collect shells using 5-gallon buckets. And we do have one restaurant partner that has a 5x8 dump trailer.
It's just good and exciting to actually see the shells getting recycled from local restaurants and then getting put out here in the water.
Scientists say they hope baby oysters will settle on this new reef by the end of summer.